On a scale of 1 to 10, how patient are you? I'm going to put myself around at 4, meaning on the impatient side of the scale. And why is that? I think of myself as a problem solver, a people pleaser at heart. If there is a problem, I want to fix it right away. However, sometimes leaving things well alone is actually the better course of action. And I continue to learn that lesson the hard way, often at home. With my daughters now in high school, it's really up to them to work with their teachers and their peers to solve problems. I can't be the helicopter parent or really the snowplow parent trying to push the challenges out of the way. I need to bite my tongue and sit on my hands and let them fix the situation themselves. And yes, sometimes I get impatient with my family. You can imagine the look on my face when I come home and to find the chores that I wish they did, mostly because I'm tired, were done, but they're not. More often than not, they have genuine reasons for the delay. They're in high school. They're doing homework. They want to be teenagers. It's not healthy for any of us to get angry at our loved ones, even when that anger feels righteous. We need to be patient, which is phrased in the Torah as erech apayim, slow to anger. To be patient is to be slow to anger. While patience might be a virtue, it is not easy to be patient, especially when a voice in my head, perhaps in your head, shouts out, "Don't just sit there, do something." Yes, if we aren't careful, we can make things worse. Impatience is not a new problem. Our ancestors were impatient in the wilderness. Today's Torah reading says that Moses was delayed coming down from Mount Sinai. How delayed was it? Minutes, hours, days? We don't quite know. And some of the Israelites panic, yelling that Moses has abandoned them. They need to find a replacement. And Aaron, this new leader, is stressed, and he's absorbing their impatience. Will he be attacked by the mob? And Aaron does not have the experience that Moses has. So Aaron acts. He does something. He asks for their jewelry. Is this a delay tactic? We don't know, but he did something. And Moses doesn't come down after the jewelry is collected, so he melts the gold and molds a calf and then declares a festival for the calf as well. The impatience and flared tempers are now contagious because God gets angry, threatening to literally destroy the entire nation. And then Moses flings the tablets to the ground. A very big mess indeed, all ignited by impatience. One of the many lessons from today's Torah reading in our lives is that we need to work on increasing our patience. Too often, we are short-tempered, and that temper gets directed to those around us, those we love most. Just think how many fewer problems there might be if we were more patient with others, with ourselves. So how can we become more patient? There are so many answers and suggestions given out there from Jewish and non-Jewish sources. Let's just focus on a couple from Jewish sources. Hebrew has 2 words for patience, savlanut and tikva. Savlanut literally means to suffer and to endure. And tikva, you probably recall, means to hope, or literally to wait. Ani mikaveh means I can wait or I hope. In Hebrew, we can view patience as a form of suffering, painful enduring, or patience can be a hopeful waiting with faith and trust that even with inaction sometimes, things will be okay. Which framing is better for you? It actually doesn't matter. For some people, I'll suffer, I'll sit in the dark works. For others, there's that hopeful waiting. Like, if I sit on my hands, things will actually be better than if I tried to do something. For myself, I need to focus on the hopeful waiting. Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Sazonov gives the following guidance about patience. When something happens to you and you do not have the power to control it, do not aggravate the situation further through wasted anxiety or grief. And I would add, wasted action. This is the serenity prayer. Give me the serenity to control what I can and to accept and to know when I can't control things. The Talmud goes a step further, warning us that our rash actions may be done on false pretenses and assumptions. It's the story of Rabbi Ada bar Ahava, who once saw a non-Jewish woman walking in the marketplace, wearing a garment made with the forbidden materials of wool and linen that can't be mixed to each other. Thinking that she's a Jew, Rabbi Ada jumps in her face and tears off the garment. The lady is clearly aghast at the violation of her personal space and her privacy. She takes the rabbi to court, whereby he is fined 400 zuz. The Talmud loves puns, so the story continues. After court, Rabbi Ada approaches the lady, hopefully more respectfully now. "What is your name?" "Matun," she replies. "That figures," Rabbi Ada says. Matun equals 400 zuz. The word play is that matun means 200 in Aramaic, and matun means to wait and be patient in Hebrew. And to add it, Rabbi Ada's father is ahava, which means love. If Rabbi Ada followed in his father's footsteps and had more love and more patience, perhaps double matun, double waiting, he would have saved 400 zuz, which is also double matun. There is so much in our daily lives that tries our patience, and we know that these 2 years all the more so. The rise in anger and impatience in the world is palpable. So we have to work that much harder, keeping patient and being slower to anger. Genesis 49 uses the word tikva to mean patience or to wait. When Jacob says, "Liyeshuatcha kiviti Adonai," "O God, I patiently wait for your deliverance." We can interpret this to mean that if we want deliverance and redemption to come, we must practice patience, be slow to anger, and yes, be hopeful that sometimes without action and with patience, we can bring about redemption. After the golden calf, Moses experienced God's true essence, which is El Rachum V'Chanun Erech Apayim Berav Chesed. God is merciful, forgiving, slow to anger, and full of kindness. Just as God has these attributes, we, in God's image, can also be slow to anger and full of kindness. So let us commit to doing the work, to be more kind and patient with each other. Shabbat Shalom.